My name is Ken. I'm a solar breatharian and magician. So for the past 2 years, I've dedicated my entire life to perfecting myself, to becoming the best version of myself. And in that process, one of the focuses was the diet. So I began experimenting with the diet. I've tried every single kind of diet. I ate meat. I ate just a raw vegan diet. And then I went to a fruit diet, and just trying to play around. I've taken pretty much every kind of, multivitamin and, whatever you can think of to with the diet I've done. And one of the things that I've come to the realization of is that there is no perfect diet for the human experience. While eating from the tree of life, eating fruits and vegetables is superior on an energetic level, just by on the denseness of the food alone. Meat is such a dense food. But if you're talking about like a high vibrational diet, it's definitely fruits and vegetables. But the understanding that I'm coming to is a lot deeper than that. And it goes right to the heart of this place is, what is this place? What am I doing here? Okay? And the thing about this place is you've been told what this place is your entire life. You've been told through movies, through TV, through books. Most people just hear it and they think it's science. They see it's fiction. They see that it's comes from the Hollywood industry, and that's the way this place is. It's truth in plain sight. So you are in the Hunger Games, basically, mixed with a variety of other ones. This entire experience right now that you're in is based around your eating. It's based around your hunger. Okay, and it's important to understand that this area where the solar plexus chakra is, your stomach, is literally a void. It's something that can never be filled. It's something that you will never eat enough to where you are satiated. All right, and all of this goes back to the fall of consciousness. Understanding that this life is a game. It is most certainly a game, and there are two sides. There are the light, and there is the dark. All right, and it's just like the Jedi and the Sith. Okay, so there are the Jedi, which would be the light, and there are the Sith, which would be the dark. And understanding that the force that both of those teams are using is the same force, coming from the same creator, right? So both created by the same source of energy. So there is no right or wrong. There is no good or bad. Those are just all concepts that you've been taught, right? So understanding what both of those characteristics of yourself are, the light and the dark, helps you to get a better understanding of the diet and how you should be eating or not eating. All right. So I came across solar breatharianism, solar breatharians about 2 years ago. Right now, there are thousands of people across this realm that don't consume food. I know your whole life you were lied to and you were told that you had to consume meat and food to survive for energy. That's not the case. That's completely untrue. All right. So when you fast, you not only do you not crave food, but you begin to feel better and feel better and feel better. And not only do you not need food, but you don't need water and you don't need sleep. All right. There's another way to live. All right. And there are many people out there living like this. And before, if you said this 200 years ago, if you just said the word that I'm a God, I'm a living God, you would have wreaked a lot of chaos and havoc from society, right? But now that's changing. Now people are beginning to understand that you are a God, right? You are created from the same source that created all things, all right? And understanding, it's all about knowing how to operate the avatar, right? And that begins to blend in with how to move through this life and what this life is, all right? So the idea is to become the best version of yourself that's possible, okay? To become a master of your emotions, to become a master of your mind, all right? This is heaven and this is earth, and you are bringing forth heaven on earth, right? You're bringing forth the mind and the body together to operate as one. Right now, everybody lives in a state of separation, all right? Most people live in their conscious mind. It's time to move into the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the body, all right? That's where your memories are stored. You are a walking computer. And again, so becoming a master of not just yourself, but it's also the world around you. It's drawing. Instead of getting your energy from the food you're eating, you get it from the sun, you get it from the moon, you get it from the trees, you get it from touching the ground barefoot, you get it from pulling energy from the air, all right? So this is just, we were all born into fear. I was born into fear just like all of you, but there's another way to live. And the more that humanity rises in consciousness, this will become the knowledge that everyone will be following. If you think about it, it's just logical. You know what I'm saying is true, because there's a deep part in you. When you go around to places like Walmart and look around, you can see that everybody around you is sick. Everybody's sick. You can just see it with your eyes. And so you have to ask yourself, you know, like, what do they all have in common? And it's the food. It's that they eat, right? And most people overeat, which makes it's a compounding issue. Which makes it completely worse. And again, all the physical illness that people are sustaining and going through, it starts off on an energetic and an emotional level from childhood trauma that they sustained from when they were younger. And as you don't heal that, and then you're compiling denser and denser food on top of that, you lose control of the body, and that's why you see so many people that are sick around you. It's because they look around at the world, and everybody has got like these blinders on. It's like everybody's in a mist, right? So now the mist is lifting, right? And people are starting to feel around in the dark, and they're starting to come into contact with, look, I've got a clue over here. I found this little shiny thing over here. And this is a time of like really deep investigation into understanding this realm and how your avatar operates, how to become the best version of yourself. And again, when we're talking about consuming food, you only sleep because you eat, okay? You don't eat because you need to. It's completely, there's people out there right now that are proving that this is possible, okay? And when you start on this path, it's not something that you just go one day and you just stop eating meat or stop eating food and like, I'm completely sustained. You have to raise the energy in the body, all right, through energy cultivation. There's a number of ways to do it, but it's definitely a process that you slide into. And not only do you not eat meat, but you also, like I said, you don't need water either. Those are just things that you've been doing because you've been taught to do them, all right? And again, we're talking about achieving physical immortality, all right? You are an immortal. It's about overcoming the desires of your lower self and raising into the higher self, okay? And overcoming food is the obstacle. It is the goal, all right? To transcend the human experience and to become a living God. And there's many people out there that are doing this right now. That's why breatharians are manifesting on the scene right now. Because this is the higher vibration. As we take ourselves to a higher vibration in consciousness, we're going to start manifesting people with ideas that are outside the societal norm. People with ideas that are coming forth that they sound radical, but at first, if you think about it, it's completely obvious and it's right in front of your face. And again, food is it's been instilled as a part of our life. We've been raised. Our parents, we were born into bondage, just like everybody but it's not about like blaming, or it's about understanding the situation you're in and becoming the best version of yourself as you rise out of the ashes. All right. But if you just spend some time and really think about what that is, right? So once you start to silence the mind and you get control of your mental space, everybody is a time shifter, okay? They either live in the past or they live in the future, all right? So once you become a master of the mind, you silence the mind, and then you start living in the eternal now. It's always the present moment, right? There is no tomorrow and there is no yesterday. It's always the now. It just gives you the impression that there was a yesterday or tomorrow because we sleep. So you take away sleeping, you're timeless. And that's the idea. The idea is to step out of time, right? Time itself is a killer. It is. It's a restriction. It's a self-imposed chain that you wear with a badge of honor, because we were taught to do that, right? So there's another way to live. When you start living outside of time and you become timeless, everything in your life, you're going to hit that flow state. That's that flow state that everybody talks about reaching, and it's all about becoming present in the moment, so present in the moment that you don't even want to look back to the past. You don't want to look to the future. All right. It's definitely the next step in raising the consciousness level. And again, we're going back and talking about this place becoming a game. The goal of the game is to raise human consciousness, right? So it's think of it as, and the light and the dark aren't fighting against each other. They're competing against each other, but at the same time, they're both one and the same. And understanding that, you know, as above, so below. Same thing is going on inside of you, all right? Your higher self, lower self are all one and the same. And once you learn to become an ambassador to both the light and the dark, that's where things get interesting. And that's where you learn to alchemically blend together the negative and the positive to become one, all right? I hope this, enjoy this day and enjoy your life. Enjoy this moment. Because, again, a lot of people you know aren't getting the chance to play the game. There's a lot of people that want to be here right now, all right? So I know when we look around at our life and, you know, we complain and moan and bitch, man, always remember that there's a line from here to Mars waiting to get your seat down here, all right? So there's a whole group of people waiting to come. And if you're not going to get on the ball game, if you're not going to get in the game and start becoming a player, you're just an NPC sitting on the sidelines, all right? You're just, and again, that's why you see things that happen to people, right? If you're not going to become the best version of yourself, you're just taking up space. Your avatar will go to somebody else, all right? And once you start to look around at the world, then it makes sense. And the more you contemplate this, ask your pendulum, ask your tarot, ask them. They're going to tell you that what I'm saying is correct, all right? You guys have a good day.